Good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook video where I'm going to discuss with you all the major dollar pairs and gold. Starting off with the DXY this morning, what we can see is that not a lot is happening in the previous days. We're just consolidating over here. For now, it's kind of difficult what we're going to do. We're going to look at it at the 4 hour in a second, but if I look at the daily time frame, then yes, we are still bullish. We did get under the 0.5. We had a V-shaped reversal in towards the highs, and now, in my opinion, there is potential to go lower and then continue up higher again. If I just look purely on the daily. But if we go to the 4 hour, then it's a little bit more difficult because there was also a lot of liquidity underneath here. We did swipe that low over there, and then we had a 4 hour break in towards the upside, meaning that we are now trading in a 4 hour demand zone. Let me mark that out, a bullish chain. We're trading inside the 4 hour demand zone that took out a lot of liquidity underneath this low. And this demand zone could potentially push price up higher already. So yeah, kind of in the middle of something here, because on the other side, what we can see is that we had a push up here, and then we had a breakdown. So we broke underneath here. So you could also say this is then a break in towards the lows, but it is on the 1 hour and not on the 4 hour, because the 4 hour is a little bit bigger. If I look at the 4 hour, then I would say that this is the whole 4 hour swing structure here, and we are still not trading in discount prices. But on the 1 hour over here, what I can say is that we swiped the lows. Did we take it out with the body close? Nope, we did not break the structure in towards the downside. All right, so in that opinion, it's kind of different because we swiped the lows, we didn't take them out, then we saw a break in towards the upside. That means for me that I am still favoring some more longs on the DXY from here on, because that would be in line with this 4 hour demand zone. And then I do still suspect some lower prices, take out a little bit more liquidity underneath here or underneath here, and then see a change of character in towards the upside once again. So a little bit lower prices are still possible for me. And that would be beautiful with some potential setups as well. If we then go to EURUSD, what we can see is that we tapped in towards this 4 hour demand zone over here. We took out some liquidity on the 4 hour underneath these lows, and we have made a 4 hour break of structure in towards the highs. If we look at the 1 hour, however, it's not the cleanest of price action, and for continuation shorts, what I would love to see is a push up, taking out this high over here, then a change of character with some clear momentum in towards the downside to take more shorts, because on the 4 hour, these are just descending highs and I want to take them out. So yeah, no potential setup for me on EU currently because the 4 hour fractal is all the way over here. So I need to see at least a push to here, then a retracement, and then some continuation shorts. So for me, preferably it would be better if we can take out this high, then create a strong high there, and then some downwards momentum, together with then that DXY pushing a little bit lower. On GU, it's the same for me. On the 4 hour, the fractal is all the way over here or all the way underneath here. So we're kind of trading in no man's land, and there is no position for me to be taken as I want to trade in line with the 4 hour fractal. You can say, okay, so you want to trade in line with the 4 hour fractal. You are still fractal bearish, and you're also 4 hour swing bearish. You retraced in towards the 0.5 and premium prices. Yes, but then if I look at how this high was set, then we didn't take out any liquidity. together with the fact that we just started to push down lower, we came back up, not taking out a lot of liquidity once again. So not a plus setup for me formed over there, and I'm just going to be waiting, preferably to take out at least this liquidity here, and then wait for a change of character. NZDUSD is still ranging as it was yesterday. So yeah, we took out a lot of liquidity underneath these lows. We tapped in towards the demand zone that was situated over here, and now price is pushing up higher. So I would need at least a push in towards the highs, then a pullback somewhere around the weekly open, maybe change of character, and then some continuation longs on NZDUSD. If we go to the daily for 1 second, then we are still trading in this demand zone, so price could push higher from here. But on the other hand, there is still a demand zone open together with the yearly open, and it's also very possible that we just take out liquidity here, trade down lower, and then create what I've drawn out here as well previously. But it's really, really consolidative, and I'm going to stay out. Then we have AUDUSD. AUDUSD, I am trying to get in towards a sell position, but I didn't get tagged in just yet. What we can see here is on the daily time frame, there is, in my opinion, still room to take out this low once again. We just tapped in towards the demand zone and then pushed back out again, not creating some nice lows underneath here. If we then look at the 4 hour, you can also see that there's a lot of liquidity here with the ascending lows. We did come back in towards the discount or the premium prices. Then we pushed back down lower. We swipe a lot of the internal liquidity respecting this high over here. And now what we've done is we had some early sellers come into the market. We swipe the internal liquidity once again. On the 1 hour, this is a little bit more clear. So we take everyone out, we start to break down again, we swipe the internal liquidity once again, and then we start to break down. So a double 1 hour fractal break, and then I want to enter on the 1 hour liquidity that's situated over here. The most immediate reaction now was that we started to push up or push down lower, so didn't get tagged in over here. If I remove this for a second, then let me see. There is one thing. These descending highs are a little bit scary, so I don't really like this high. But because we took out liquidity with this high, we took out liquidity above these highs here and then started to break down lower, making a swing break. I do think this high is rather strong, and that's why I put my stop loss above there to give it some breathing room, and then we can potentially trade down lower. And I do still want to trade out all these lows as well, but I don't need that much. So if I could get tagged into this position, then it would be really, really beautiful. But let's see what we can get. On USDCAD, we have been pushing up higher once again. So we now swipe the high, and if we can get some clear momentum in towards the downside, breakdown on the 4 hour, maybe even a double breakdown, because we really have a lot of bullish momentum here, then I am happy to look for the shorts. But that would then mean that the DXY is going to push down lower. So yeah, we'll have to wait for that. If this demand zone can push us up higher, then there is no position to be taken on USDCAD. If it does go lower on the DXY, then of course my AUDUSD position will be not valid anymore. So we're a little bit in between setups now. Things are forming, but nothing is really clear as of now, and this is the highest probability in line with that DXY pushing up a little bit higher from here. So then USDCAD will be a little bit more waiting. This is still a strong high in my opinion, but we can still retrace a little bit higher in this 4 hour supply zone. Then USDJPY started to break out of its consolidation, still not with a lot of convincing price action, and as you guys know by now, I am still going to stay out of this pair. Then we have USDCHF, and USDCHF is 4-hour swing bearish. We took out liquidity, or we didn't take out real liquidity because there was not a lot of liquidity in this move. If I look at the 1 hour, then the high that was formed over here is also really ugly, and I still think we can trade up a little bit higher. There was maybe a potential setup to be taken if we swipe this low here and then a pushback up in towards the highs. But yeah, we didn't get that. We did get a push up now, taking out all the internal liquidity here, and I do still expect price to push down underneath here and then up higher. For now, I am going to be staying out of USDCHF. Also, the 4-hour is still fractal bearish between this high and this low, so can't take any longs inside of here. On the other hand, I was looking at, okay, we have some liquidity above this high here, we take that out, start breaking down, and then a swipe of this high, and then maybe some continuation down lower. But we have to keep in mind that if we look at the 1 hour, this is all really ugly. There is also no liquidity in this whole move down, so this high can be taken out. Yeah, this high took out a little bit of internal liquidity, so we're going to see what we can get from the markets. As you can see, of course, the immediate structure here is also bullish. So yeah, can trade up higher, but there is no real setup to be taken until the 4-hour fractal is bullish for me once again. So yeah, going to be smart and stay out of USD-CHF for now. Then if we look at gold, then gold pushed down lower. Of course, sadly, I took a stop loss on this with the market open on Monday. Over here, I got swiped out, position sold down to exactly my TP. If we look at this, TP was hit this morning if I still would have been in, but of course, took a stop loss here, sadly. Learned my lesson. Yeah, I do still think that it's possible to take out that low, then wait for some real bullish price action and get back into the longs. But as of now, there's not a lot of bullish momentum in the markets, and I'm going to stay out and wait for that. Then at last we have silver. Silver, I do still expect to push down underneath the low here. The low did not get swiped. We got a double equal lows, and I want to see this happen here, push down, tap of the yearly open, take out the liquidity underneath here, because there's no liquidity in this move up as well. Then show us a 4-hour change of character, and if bullish momentum comes back into the markets, then I am happy to look for some new silver longs. Guys, thanks for watching today's episode, and I hope to see you all tomorrow morning. Once again, have an amazing trading day. Bye.